After earning a bad reputation as Earth's evil twin, Venus is finally getting some good press. Recently, a team of international astronomers announced the discovery of a rare gas called phosphine in the planet's atmosphere, leaving some to believe it may be a sign of potential life on the hellish planet.
Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David. I've been searching the interzones for some more science, space and tech news to share with you, and I came across this over at Indy 100. Yes, scientists discover key indicator of life on the surface of Venus. This should be interesting. Yes, scientists looking to find out if there is life on Venus have found signs of two gases in clouds over it, which could mean there is or has been. Yes, at a national astronomy meeting in Hull in the UK on July 17, findings were presented for a gas phosphine. Its presence on the planet has previously been contested, reports The Guardian. Now, as usual, I'll leave the link to the main article below the video. You can pop in, check out these embedded links, go for a bit of a deeper dive if you want. Makes for an interesting read, believe me, beyond the main article. Now, phosphine is a colourless, flammable and explosive gas at room temperature that smells like garlic or decaying fish. A different team found a tentative detection of ammonia, which on planet Earth is usually produced by biological activity and industrial processes. Its presence on Venus could not be explained. Yes, I wonder if there's Venusians that are either, passing wind or they've got a whole lot of factories running. Probably doing both. Fascinating. Now, while these gases do not confirm life on Venus, it could lead to more scrutiny of the planet with the most hostile atmosphere in our solar system. Yeah, except I don't think that's the most hostile atmosphere in our solar system. The most hostile atmosphere in our solar system is Christmas at night, my place with all my relatives after a few drinks. Yeah. That's a very hostile atmosphere. Again, I'm not a scientist myself. I just love sharing science, space, and tech news with everybody. So if there are any, astronomers, astrophysicists, planetary scientists out there watching this video, please feel free to comment because we'd love to hear from you. I'm just a nerd. I just love science. Speaking during the meeting, Dr. Dave Clements, a reader in astrophysics at Imperial College London, said, "It could be that if Venus went through a warm, wet phase in the past, then as runaway global warming took effect, life would have evolved to survive in only the niche left to it, the clouds." That would be interesting. And there's a little artist rendition of Venus. Yes, it's ironic, Venus, the goddess of love. If anybody's been married, that's actually probably the surface of the planet is closer to marriage than Venus being the goddess of love. Ironic. And I'm glad I'm safe behind a webcam. I'll probably get murderalized. Digitally murderalized, but anyway, you get that. Venus's surface reaches around 450 degrees Celsius in temperature. Its atmospheric pressure is 90 times that of Earth, and there are clouds of sulfuric acid. But around 50 kilometers above the surface, conditions are close to that here and could be survivable. Now, while the presence of phosphine on Venus has been contested, Clements and his team suggested there could be a reason for that. Interesting. Our findings suggest that when the atmosphere is bathed in sunlight, the phosphine is destroyed, he said. All we can say is that phosphine is there. We don't know what's producing it. It may be chemistry, or the chemistry that we don't understand, or possibly life. Very interesting indeed. Now, I've got a little bit of a video here that will give us a bit more background on this, and we'll check it out, and we'll carry on the conversation when we come out the other side.
After earning a bad reputation as Earth's evil twin, Venus is finally getting some good press. Recently, a team of international astronomers announced the discovery of a rare gas called phosphine in the planet's atmosphere, leaving some to believe it may be a sign of potential life on the hellish planet. Venus is not a place you would consider settling down. Despite its proximity to Earth and similarity in size, Venus has surface temperatures hot enough to melt lead, crushing air pressure, and ultra-dense clouds made up of mostly corrosive sulfuric acid. It's no wonder that the search for life has been focused on Mars. Yet in June 2017, astronomers made a surprising find while examining data captured by the James Clerk Maxwell Telescope in Hawaii. Radio telescopes like this take advantage of the fact that atoms and molecules absorb and emit specific frequencies, leaving fingerprints that can be used to identify chemical compounds over astronomical distances. A telltale dip in the spectrum showed that phosphine, more commonly expected to be found on Earth, was somehow present in the upper clouds of Venus, which is weird because there shouldn't be any at all. In 2019, the ALMA telescope confirmed the findings, revealing roughly 20 parts per billion of phosphine. So what exactly is phosphine? This pyramid-shaped molecule is considered by some scientists as a potential biomarker, meaning that it could hint at the presence of life. For a molecule associated with living things, it's shocking how hostile phosphine actually is. It's incredibly toxic, explosive, and smells absolutely terrible. Think garlic or rotten fish. In labs, it's used to make fumigants and chemical weapons, and yet some anaerobic microbes, which don't require oxygen to live, are believed to be particularly good at naturally producing phosphine, which is why it can be found in oxygen-starved environments like marshlands, penguin poop, and even some animals' intestines. And theories on whether or not the elements of life can be found on Venus have been made too. Despite the planet having such a hostile environment, Carl Sagan hypothesized that life could potentially exist in a section of Venus's atmosphere. Here, cloud layers higher up can have temperatures as low as 30 degrees Celsius, with air pressure similar to that found on Earth's surface. But before we get too excited about microbial life on Venus, here's a reality check. The evidence we have so far isn't specimens or photos, it's data observed at a distance, and faint signals on bright planets can be very difficult to interpret despite our best efforts. But this isn't the first time we've come across phosphine on another planet. For example, in 2009, NASA's Cassini spacecraft found phosphine deep in the atmospheric layers of Jupiter and Saturn. But it was determined that the immense heat and pressure on those gas giants, not life, fused phosphorus and hydrogen atoms together. Those types of conditions don't exist on rocky planets like Earth and Venus, so it's currently thought that terrestrial planets can't produce phosphine without life. And phosphine takes a decent amount of energy to create and could be easily broken down by sunlight or sulfuric acid present in Venus's atmosphere, so it needs to somehow be constantly renewed. The team modeled Venus's environment to see if they could rule out non-biological causes like volcanic or tectonic activity, lightning, or even meteorites. But as of yet, those sources account for at most 1/10,000th of the amount of phosphine detected. However, living microbes could emit enough phosphine and would continually replace the rapidly decaying gas. Of course, any life found on Venus would have to be very different from its cousins on Earth to survive the extreme acidity. And if it isn't life, the phosphine on Venus would likely come from a chemical process we don't understand yet. While this discovery is exciting, we still need more data in order to confirm whether or not Venus is a potential candidate for life. The team is planning to do just that, along with the help of future space missions.
Well, that was really interesting. Yeah, Venus is an absolutely fascinating planet. That and Mercury. I'm just wondering if any astronomers out there that know if Venus was moved from its orbit a little bit closer to the sun or something like that that may have caused the to become too close for life. Maybe, millennia ago or millions of years ago, it could have been a little bit further away, close to the Earth, perhaps. Again, I don't know much about it, but it would be interesting. It could have been like Mars. It could have had life on it once, and then there was a seismic shift, and the next thing you know, global disaster. Possible. Professor Jane Greaves, an astronomer at Cardiff University, then presented preliminary observations that ammonia has been spotted on Venus, but warned it's too early to confirm if there is any life on the planet. Even if we confirmed both of these findings, it's not evidence that we have found these magic microbes and they are living there today, she said. Yeah, interesting. Interesting indeed. Yes, Venus itself. Wouldn't it be fascinating if there was microbial life? We're busy with the SETI project and everything else trying to find intelligent life. But, if this proves that there is life, if we could prove there was life on Venus, be it microbial or not, that means that, and we've got life on Earth, that it must be absolutely and utterly ubiquitous in the universe. Guarantee it. The issue is, of course, human beings, of course, with our current technology, can only see about this much of the universe in detail. Yeah. It's going to be fascinating to see. We'll keep an eye on this story and see where it takes us. Absolutely fascinating. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care. And as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say...
Please, Spock, do me a favor. And don't say it's fascinating. No. But it is interesting.